All right, today I just want to go over a quick video on how to smoke a pork butt. Right now what I'm going to show you is how I prepare my pork butts and get them ready for the smoker. I got about a 10.5 pound pork butt that I picked up at the local commissary here. I don't usually do that much cutting on the pork butts. There are a couple of spots I'm going to show you here that I do like to trim off. Then I'm going to talk about what I use as a binder, some of my spices that I put on. Then it's going to go inside the refrigerator and marinate until about 12 o'clock tonight. And it should roll all night until the next morning on my Big Green Egg. I'm looking for a temperature no higher than 230 because we're going low and slow. And I'm not in any rush. We're going to have some of this pulled apart tomorrow for lunch. So let's begin. So a couple of spots that I see right here that I want to get rid of is some of this loose fat here on the end. It's not going to render down and it just won't be good for the cook. So I just like to remove it. I've already had the pork butt kind of sitting out, so it's kind of warm and kind of makes it a little bit harder to cut. When you get little flaps and pieces like this, you know, usually because it's so thin and it's hanging off, it's going to burn. So I like to just remove that. I may put that on the side to have a little snack for my dog. Other than that, I just kind of go through and just kind of make sure everything is smooth. So here I got another flap, a little pocket of fat. And just go through and just take that off. It's not a lot of trim that you need to do on the pork butt, because like I said, when you're going low and slow, most of the fat is going to render down. And you're going to see later on in the video, once it's done, when you get to the pulling part, you can remove a lot of that fat if you don't want it. So right there, that's about all I'm going to do. Now, what I like to do is once I got the top portion to where I want it, let's see if I can do this without getting my clean hand dirty. I like to flip it over. It got a nice size fat cap on it. I like to score the fat cap. And you know, you got a lot of people that say what they want to say about scoring, but I feel that it lets the rub penetrate the meat a little bit better. Also, I like the way it looks when it starts to break apart as it cooks. Again, this is just total preference. All right, that's it. We got it all prepared. So first thing I'm going to start with today, I'm going to just be using some regular yellow mustard as a binder. Sometimes I use olive oil, sometimes I don't use any binder at all. Sometimes I've even used apple juice. But I looked in the fridge and today we got mustard, so that's what I'm going to use. You just make sure you want to get it all over. And again, I know if you're watching this video, you probably looked at a couple other videos of people smoking pork butts. No, you do not get the mustard taste. The mustard taste does not, on the final product, you will not taste it. Like I said, it is used just as a binder. So right here, what I'm gonna put on, I just mixed up what I call Pogues rub, which is pepper, onion, garlic, and a little bit of salt. I take that, I blend it, I put it inside of a little bullet, kind of make it a little fine, and that's gonna be my first layer of flavor. All right, once I got that done, of course you can use any rub that you would like to use, but here I like to use MJ's Royal Rubs. And of course, I'm MJ. This is a rub that I've been working on for quite some time now. I've always made it for friends and family, and I usually get really good results from this. It's a sweet heat rub. You can use it on seafood, pork, chicken. I do not recommend it for beef. Just my personal flavor. I don't like sweetness on beef. I have another rub that I'll be showing in another video that I make for beef. But for pork, it is really good. It has about 16 different spices in it. Of course, your smoked paprika, garlic, onion, pepper, a little bit of cayenne, a couple of more little heat elements. It's very good. I'll have my email in the description below. I have yet to start to sell this, but I do, you know, give it out to friends and family. If you would like to try a sample, like I said, I have my email in below. Just send me a comment and email with address, and I'll send you a sample out and kind of get some understanding of how you like this rub. But here in our house, we love it. So I'm just going to take some of that, and I don't coat the I don't really coat the fat cap heavy. It's gonna render down. I usually go fat cap down anyway because I'm cooking in a under the fire smoker, which is a big green egg, so that means a lot of your heat is coming from the bottom. And I like that fat cap to kind of protect my meat. So that's about it. That's about all I do for the fat cap side. All right, now flip it over. And I'm just using the knife so I don't get my clean hand dirty. And again, a little bit of yellow mustard. Spread it around. Come back in with my Pogues rub. Pepper, onion, garlic, and salt. It's my first flavor profile. Then I'm gonna come back in with the MJ's Raw Rub. This is my sweet and savory rub that I make myself. As you can see, gives it a really nice color. And I'll show you after I let it marinate, when we get back into the video, right when it's time for me to put on the smoker, how nice it comes out with my rub that I use, as far as giving you that nice mahogany color once it comes off the grill. And go liberal, you know, it's a big piece of meat. It can take it. My son is probably thinking, Dad, why didn't you put something under this? Because I'm getting the countertop dirty, but hey, we're trying to get it ready. Actually, let me see. Gonna get these sides a little bit. Let's put a little bit on here. And what I'm going to do once it's done, I'm going to transfer it to another pan and I'll put it inside of the fridge. I may shrink wrap it. I'm not really sure yet. I've already got the bottom of the fridge cleaned out for it. And it's going to sit in there. Right now it's about 7 o'clock. So it's going to sit in there about 4 hours or so. I'll take it out right before I get ready. I'll probably take it out about 45 minutes before I light the grill. Give it a chance to come to room temperature. And yeah, we'll throw it on the smoker. Make sure you cover all sides. Like I said, be kind of liberal. This is where you're going to get your bark from. You're going to get your bark from whatever rub you choose to put on. So a good tip is to make sure you cover all sides. I'm not going to put any muscle on this side. It's going to bind up pretty good here, just for the sake of the video. Okay, I think I got it coated fairly well. You kind of hit all sides. See? Actually, I'll come back right here just a little bit more. And like I said, this is what, you know, a lot of people call a dry brine, because you're going to see as the rub starts pulling the moisture out of the pork butt, it's going to start soaking in and glistening in. Hey, and now we're all covered. And this is going to go directly into the refrigerator and sit. And like I said, when we come back, I'll be showing you how it looks after it's marinated and sat up for about 5 hours. I'll show you how I get my grill up to temperature, and then we'll put this pork butt on. See you again. All right, just got the pork butt out of the refrigerator. It's been marinating now about 4 or 5 hours. I'm about to get ready to go on the grill. All right, I'm letting my grill get up to temperature. I want to be between 230 on the high end, maybe 270. I know the grill is going to fluctuate throughout the night. Like I said, this is about a 10-pound pork butt. Right now it is 12:50 in the morning, so we're probably going to put it on about 10 minutes at 1 o'clock. It's going to roll all day, so we should be able to pull it and rest it and eat it for a late lunch tomorrow. I want to show you this. Remember before we put it on, it was very powdery and tacky looking. Now you can see it is starting to pool up. The rub has pulled a lot of moisture out of the pork butt and is infusing itself inside of the pork itself. I want you to see the mahogany color. You can see the big flakes of the salt, pepper, sugar, and all the different spices I have in the MJ's Royal Rubs. Like I said, this is my sweet and savory rub that I love to put on pork, but it is good on chicken, fish, seafood. I have people that purchase it from me that puts it on spaghetti, they put it on fruit. It is an all-around very good tasting rub. A little bit of sweet and a little bit of heat on the background. But I also just want to show you the nice, deep, rich red mahogany color that the rub gives your meat. Of course, it will not stay this way as the smoke infuses with the meat and the cooking process goes on. You're going to develop a very dark, nice, rich bark, which I'll be showing you at the end of the cook, which will be tomorrow. So like I said, I'm about ready to go on. The meat's been sitting out now about 30 minutes. It's ready. It's room temperature. It's ready to go in the grill. Today I'm using some Western wood. I got a 50-50 mixture of cherry and hickory. It's just my flavor that I like to put on my pork. It's up to you. I like the hickory because they give it a little deep smoke flavor, and the cherry gives it a little bit of sweetness and also a little bit of color on the side. Like I said, I do 50-50. I usually do about 3 medium chunks of this and 3 medium chunks of this. And the big ring egg, it'll go all night long. All right, I have my DigiQ hooked up outside. I'm gonna take my meat probe because, like I said, once I close this down, I'm in for the night. Me and my son are actually playing the Wii bowling right now. But once we put the meat on, I'm gonna watch the temperature for maybe 30 minutes, make sure it's holding where I want, and then we're gonna call it a night. This is a bone-in pork butt. So let's see. The bone is here on the back side. It's running from left to right. So I'm gonna go here in the meaty. This is a part of the bone. Here, I'm gonna go here in the meaty portion. I'm gonna go right up under the bone. No, actually, because I don't want it to hit anything, any parts of the bone. Here, I'll go in right here. As you can see here, this is where the bone is running. And I'm gonna go right in the top, above that bone, right there in the meaty portion. All right, my son will be following me out, and what we're gonna do is just get this thing up and get it on the grill. So, let's go. Let's see where the temp is at. I'm sitting at about 270 right now, still kind of high. That wood is starting to catch on fire a little bit more. Actually, let's see what type of smoke I'm burning right now. So if you can see, I'm still kind of burning a thick smoke, kind of thick white. So what I'm gonna do is probably give it another 10 or 15 minutes. What are you looking for in the smoke? After you've been doing it for a while, you can smell it. If you smell the smoke and it's still smelling kind of thick and rich, it's not ready to go. It'll give you a real bitter smell, kind of punch into the nose. It's not ready. That's what they call the bad smoke. That's the wood actually burning instead of smoldering. What you want to see is a clear blue smoke, almost really faint, and it has some of a woody oak smell, or even sweet, depending on the type of wood you use, if you're using the fruit wood. So right now, we're not ready to go. So I'm gonna give it about another 15-20 minutes, and then we'll come back. Thanks. All right, we're back. It's been about 30 minutes. The temperature's starting to regulate pretty good now. It's up and down. I added some wood chunks kind of late, so it's been kind of flaring up and down. But once I put the meat on, it'll drop the temp, and the egg will adjust itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. It's now 1:30. Okay, so as you can see, we're sitting on about 255. Like I said, it's not too bad. So let me just get all of this situated. Plug in my meat probe. All right. Burp the egg. Still got smoke a little bit thicker than I would like, but like I said, once the meat gets on, it'll regulate itself out. Temp gauge, and we're gonna go directly in the center. All right, we're gonna go directly in the center. We got the meat on. It's telling me that my grill is a little high, but like I said, it will regulate itself out. I'm gonna watch it here for probably another 20 minutes or so. Let it come its way back up to temp. So it'll slowly start climbing. It's dropped down, like I said, because the meat, I'm gonna have it pretty much closed. We're gonna get it set. I'll do a review. I'll do another review on the DigiQ DX2. And basically what it is a fan operated temperature regulator. What happens is here, you can set your pit grill and it'll tell you, it'll keep the grill at the temperature that you desire. So for here, I got the pit set at 225, and it's telling me that it's starting to go up. So I can hit it here, I can go down, or I can go up. Actually, I'm gonna set it at about 230. So right now I'm sitting at 163 because, like I said, the cold meat. So it's gonna start to work its way up. Right now the temperature of my food, the meat is at 35. I'm gonna wrap this. I'm not sure if I want to wrap or if I want to go all the way through. I'm probably gonna wrap. So I'm gonna set it at 165 to beep, and at 165 I'll come outside and I'll wrap it. So we go back to the pit tip, and we're sitting at 196. But like I said, it'll slowly start working its way up. Meat is cold. This is the digital fan here. So if the temperature falls below 225, it automatically kicks that fan in. It'll feed air through the bottom, ignite those coals, and push the heat back up to the top. The egg is great at holding temperature once you get it regulated. The problem is if you overshoot your temp and get it really hot, because it is ceramic and it holds the heat so well, it takes a long time to get the temp down. I had to run back to the store and grab another bag of wood, and so my temp kind of overshot a little bit, and that's the reason why I've been kind of fluctuating up and down. But we're pretty much set now, and as you can see here, we're blowing pretty much clear smoke. So we got rid of the bad smoke, we got the clear smoke going on. I can smell the fruit wood burning. It should be good to go. I'll probably set an alarm for about 4 or 5 hours to come out here and just check. I may hit my 165. I'm gonna wrap in peach butcher paper, and then I'll take it all the way past the stall, and we'll go all the way in. If you made this far in the video, thank you. We're almost done. We got it on right now. We'll stay all night. Make sure to like, thumbs up, and subscribe. But that's it for now. All right, this is the next day on our smoked pork butt on the Big Green Egg XL. I went low and slow with this. I started yesterday, well actually I started early this morning about 1:30, and I pulled it off of the smoker around 3:30. So it was a 10-pound pork butt, took my time. I didn't go over 230. I just wanted to go low and slow. I was not in a rush. I wanted to try to break down as much of that fat as possible. So what we're about to do right now is get ready to unwrap it, show you the bark, and then do a little bit of pulling for sandwiches on probably tomorrow, and do a quick taste test. All right, as you can see, I wrapped it in some peach butcher paper, and I mean, you could just see how much of the juice has rendered out. It's probably been resting about 3 hours just because me and my boys had already eaten, so we weren't in a big rush to pull it. Plus, I wanted to give it plenty of time to reabsorb a lot of those juices. So I like to wrap it up pretty good. But let's see if we can get this out without tearing it. It is already falling apart. Oh yes, there we go. And there we go. Let me just get rid of some of this paper, and then we'll come back because I'm going to pull it in the same container. All right. Hold on. All right, as you can see, came out with great bark. You can definitely smell the hickory and the cherry wood that I used. Very soft. A lot of that fat is rendered down. Like I said, what I just used was some of my poke sauce, which is pepper, onion, salt, and garlic, and I finished it off with the MJ's Royal Rub Sweet Heat. Gives it a very good bark and a very good flavor. Again, if you would like a sample, my email will be in the comment. My email will be in the description below. Just comment, send me a sample of the MJ's Rub, and I'll try to get you a sample out. I'm going to probably do 50 samples. All right, let's get back to the pork butt. Still kind of warm to the touch, but not bad. And as you know, a good sign of a good smoked butt is that bone coming right out. And there it is. And I know my dog will have a good time with that. So let's set that to the side. I think I'm going to store it back in this container. So we'll do a little bit of pulling. One thing I like about that big green egg is that it holds so much moisture. And I like to get some of those end pieces. So I'm going to put that one to the side for a taste test. And also, you want an end piece, son? Give my son the end piece. We all like that little bark on the side. Oh, that's a good piece right there. All right. And I'm not going to pull all of it on camera because I'm going to pull half for sandwiches. And I'm going to keep some of the rest in chunks. I'm thinking about doing some chili with it later on with some of the leftover. But this is what we're just going to have for sandwiches tomorrow, or possibly later on this evening if one of us gets hungry. But super, super moist. You know, comes right apart. Very tender. A lot of the fat, as you can see, is rendered out. I'm going to get one more big piece. Look at that. A lot of the fat is rendered out. Still got a really good bark. Still got a really good mahogany color. And the bark is just dark enough with that wood penetrating. And it smells awesome. And I cannot wait. So I think I'm going to take this piece here, one of the end pieces, and do a quick taste test. I'm going to get a pretty big piece. Very good. I can definitely taste the cherry. Put a pretty big piece in. I can definitely taste the cherry. I'm tasting a lot of the sweetness of the rub. I'm getting a little bit of heat on the back end, and I definitely taste the smoke. I think it turned out pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna let my son grab it. Here you go, son, grab your piece. Let's see what he says. I mean, we've had this plenty of times here, so very good too to make nachos out of. I mean, it's pretty versatile. But that's it. A quick wrap up of everything we did. Start off with a 10-pound pork butt. Wash it off. Use mustard as a binder. Hit it with some Pogues Rub, which is what I call Pogues Rub, pepper, onion, garlic, and salt. Came back with the MJ's Royal Rub with about 16 different ingredients on it. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of heat. Got the big green egg up to 230 degrees. Used half and half hickory and cherry. I let that roll all night. At 165, I wrapped it in peach butcher paper, put it back on the grill, and I took it to a temperature of 201. I let it rest for 3 hours, and then after that, pulled it apart. Very easy, very simple cook to make. I highly recommend it, especially if you are new to the smoking area It's not an expensive piece of meat, and it's really error proof. You really can't mess up pulled pork. It's one of the first things that I ever smoked, and it kind of helps you build your confidence. You definitely want to try this before you jump to a more expensive, tougher cut of meat to smoke, such as a brisket, which I will be doing in a next upcoming video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any comments for me, any tips, or anything that you would like to see me smoke next, please let me know. And remember, go in the comment section. Let me know if you want a sample of the rub. I'm doing 50 samples, and I may be giving out other samples later on in the video. Thank you.